I want to come back to you with this video right here that could be helpful, enlightening, encouraging, inspiring to the body of believers, to those of us that are walking in spirit and in truth. Now, this message that I'm about to give is only for a few people, okay? Some people are going to look at the title of this message and they're going to be saying, what in the world did he do a message about this for? And then others, the few that I am talking about, are people that can relate to what I am about to go over in these scriptures. Okay, many of our people are dealing with issues with sleeping problems, okay, dreams and demonic spirits. All right, so I wanted to give you some scriptures to be able to deal with these things because we do have people that are dealing with spiritual problems while they're sleeping. Some people can't even go to sleep, period, because they have different things going on, which I'm going to talk about here in the scriptures. So I felt the need to be able to share these scriptures to those of you that have ears to hear, eyes to see, and that will want to take advantage of these scriptures. Those of you that want to be able to lie down at night and have more shalom when you lay down, and you want to be able to have more peace when you rise up. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get you some scriptures today. I'm gonna talk about sleep problems. I'm gonna talk about things that cause us not to be able to go to sleep, and I'm going to give you the remedy to how to deal with those things. All right, so first of all, let's go to Psalms chapter 127, the book of Tehillim, chapter 127 and verse 2. Okay, and of course, this is a song of degrees. Dealing with Shlomo, Solomon, Jedediah, whichever name you want to give him. But this was going towards him, but at the same time, this can apply to us as well. Psalms 127 and verse 2. It is a vain thing for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for Yah giveth his beloved sleep. So pay attention to this. It's vain for us to rise up early and to sit up late. It's a vain thing for us to be staying up late, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, we have kingdom work to do. We got business to do with our businesses that we run, jobs that we're doing. Okay, but we shouldn't be up to 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning doing these type of activities. All right, it's a vain thing for us to rise up early, to sit up late, and to eat the bread of sorrows. All right, eating the bread of sorrows. When you go to, I believe it's the book of Proverbs, and chapter 10, I believe it talks about the barakah of Yah makes one rich and it adds no sorrow with it. So we eating the bread of sorrows, but the scripture says, for Yah giveth his beloved sleep. Whether he was just talking to Solomon or whether he was talking to the nation of Yashrael, period, the Most High gives his beloved sleep. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to some scriptures today that could tell you how you can have sleep problems. And I'm going to be able to, like I said, give you some scriptures that can deal with that situation. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 19 and 15. It says, Lawfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and a idle soul shall suffer hunger. So it talks about slothfulness, a person that is lazy, the people that don't want to leave their house. They want to sit in front of television all day long. Watch television, put the TV right in front of them so they don't have to get up and move for hours, big old bag of chips, and they just sit there and gain weight, and then they be slothful. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep. You get up, you trying to come in there, you trying to wake them up, they don't want to get up until it's time to get back and watch that TV show again. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep, and an idle being shall suffer hunger. All right, now let's go to Psalms. Let's go to what I'm looking for here. Job chapter 7. I was about to say Psalms here. So one way that a person has a sleeping problem is with being slothful, which casteth into a deep sleep. All right, but let's look at something else. Let's go to Job chapter 7 and verse number 13. It said, when I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. All right, looking at Job 7 to 13, he was able to say, when I say my bed shall comfort me, my bed shall comfort me, and my couch shall ease my complaint. Another reason that some of you are not being able to sleep the way you're supposed to, it's because your bed is not comforting you. Job said, my bed will comfort me. Your bed is not comforting to you. And my couch shall ease my complaint. The couch that you lay up on, you all curled up on, you all balled up on, talking to an aunt, just about 2 weeks ago, he was talking about how he's having problems with sleeping, and he gets into the house, 10, 11 o'clock at night, can't go to sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning. These are some of the reasons right here. Different couches, different beds, and I'm about to go over another one right here. Let's go to the book of Surah. This is a key one right here. All right, Surah chapter 31. Surah chapter 31 and verse number 1. It said, watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Let me read that one more time for you. Watching for riches consumes the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. So if you're sitting back here careful and being caring about your riches, you're caring about your money, you're caring about how much money you can make, how much money you're going to spend, you're always worrying about money. It's going to drive away sleep. All right, let's go and read verse number 2. It said, watching care will not allow a man to slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. So as you're sitting back there caring about money, caring about riches, it is going to consume your flesh. It's going to allow you to have sleepless nights when you think about the lack thereof, the lack of your finances, okay? Or even if you're a person that are financially wealthy, if you continually think about money, think about riches, it's going to take away your sleep. Not just riches, okay? I know the scripture in the book of Surah, it talks about watching for riches. But if you sit back here and have these cares of the world on your mind over and over again, they are going to torment you. I'm giving you this from my own experiences. I've been so broke where they say I can't even pay attention, all right? And I was thinking about how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to pay for this, how I'm going to do this, and you think about these things over and over again, and they torment your mind. They torment you. Instead of you giving it to the Most High, like the scripture I'm about to tell you, and instead of you just giving it to the Most High, you sit there and continue to keep worrying about these things over and over again. You're giving more power to the Hashatan than to the Most High Yah. Let's go to Psalms chapter 55. Tehillim 55, and let's go ahead and see what we're supposed to do. When we having these sleep problems, we can't go to sleep. We got all these cares on our mind. We're constantly worrying about how this is going to get taken care of, how this is going to get taken care of, how this person did me wrong. We constantly got all these cares on our mind. Psalms chapter 55 and 22. Cast thy burden upon Yah, and he will sustain you. He shall never allow the righteous to be moved. So cast your burdens upon Yah. That's what's not happening amongst our people, is that we're not casting our burdens upon the Almighty Yah. We're trying to sit back and rationalize how we are going to take care of it, what we're going to do, what's the next steps we're going to take. Instead of following Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and verse 6, to trust in Yah with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding, and all of our ways acknowledge him and let him direct our paths, we try to get this thing figured out our own way. And what that does, it allows us to have sleepless nights. Another reason why our people cannot go to sleep is because we wrestle with Yah. The Most High is calling us at certain times of the day, even before you lay down at night. Sometimes the Most High wants you to seek his face. Not just for one minute or 30 seconds. We get the Most High the worst fruits of our day. We do everything else that we want to do. And then we come at the end of the day and we trying to give him a 30-second prayer, a minute prayer, 2 minutes at best. And then we go back about our day. Then we go try to lay down. With the Most High, he allows us to get away with that sometimes. But then there are other times where he will trouble us. He will trouble us. He will trouble you. He will trouble me. And say, no, that's not good enough. I need you to seek my face right now. So the Most High allows us to have sleepless nights because he wants to get it in our mind that he is not going to let us win over him. Our arms are too short to box with him. So he will allow us to turn for hours and hours and hours until we finally get up out of our bed reluctantly and get on our face and start speaking to the Most High Yah. So that's another reason that you can't go to sleep. All right, is that you're not praying. You're not seeking the Most High Yah. So I told you about watching for riches. I told you about the cares of this world. I told you about not seeking the Most High Yah. Okay, these are just some things. I told you about your bed, not having a comfortable bed, a comfortable couch. Like Job said in Job 7:13, my bed shall comfort me. Okay, I go home to a comfortable bed. I'm going to probably go to sleep. But if I'm wrestling with Yah, I'm going to have some problems. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how to get some sleep, though. I told you some of the things that causes people not to go to sleep. All right. And, and some of these things that you think of over and over again, these cares, they turn into fear. They actually torment you. I went through a certain stage in my life where I thought but things were so bad for me that I was literally tormented with these things. I couldn't go to sleep. All right. I could not go to sleep. But let's continue though. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26. Let's show you how you can get the rest that you need. Because these are the scriptures. Like I said, this message is not for everybody. Somebody will probably turn on this message within the first few minutes and they'll just be like, hey, Akiosef tripping on this one. All right, he tripping on this one, talking about sleep. All right, they're gonna stop this message and go on to something else. All right, but Isaiah 26:3, this is for the people that want to learn how to overcome this sleeping problem. Okay, Isaiah 26:3, that will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in thee. So the Most High Yah is going to keep that person in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him. If your mind is stayed on the Most High Yah, not the cares of this world, he's going to give you perfect peace. So that's one of the things that you do when you laying down at night, is to think about him over and over and over. Not your problems, not your cares. Think about the Most High Yah, because he will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on him. If your mind is stayed on him, he'll keep you in perfect peace, and next thing you know, you'll be asleep. One of the ways. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And let's go to verse number 12. He said, and further, by these make my son be admonished, and making many books, there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. You want to find out another way on how to go to sleep? Start studying more. You ever cracked open the scriptures when it was time for you to get ready to lie down at night, and then you just fell straight to sleep? You woke up a few hours later? It works. All right. Much study is a weariness of the flesh. When you start reading those scriptures, you're going to get tired. So if you want to find a way to learn how to go to sleep, start opening your scriptures up before you lay down at night. We're supposed to do that anyway, according to Joshua 1:8. We're supposed to meditate on the word, this book of the law, so not depart from our mouth. We should meditate on it day and night, and in it we shall make our way prosperous and have good success. Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 6, we're supposed to diligently teach it to our children when we walk by the way, when we sit down at night, when we lie down, when we rise up. And we're supposed to bind it as a sign up on our hand and on our forehead. So we're supposed to continually be thinking about the word, continually thinking about the commandments. As we're doing these things, as we're reading the Torah, as we're reading through other passages of the scriptures, we're going to fall straight to sleep. So if you're dealing with a sleeping problem, all right, stop wrestling with the Most High Yah. Open your scriptures up and start reading. All right, open your scriptures up, start reading. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Trying to give you the medicine. Some of you may have been looking for an answer. You've been looking for a way to try to figure out. I'm dealing with sleep problems. They call it sleep apnea, all kind of sleep. The people, they want to say people dying in their sleep. All right. And they say the sleep apnea thing, sometimes it comes from people having weight problems. All right. Sometimes when people are overweight, they need to lose weight, trim down. 20, 30, 40 pounds, and then that stuff starts to go away. And they also, so that's another thing that helps as well, exercising, eating righteous. Of course, and you are not supposed to be eating righteous. You watching this video, you keeping the commandments already. Supposed to follow the dietary laws. Outside the dietary laws, add some exercise into it, and that helps with resting as well. But let's go ahead and get to the scripture here. All right, Ecclesiastes 5:12. It says, "The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much. All right, but the abundance of the rich will not allow him to sleep." Let's break down both of these parts of this one verse. It said the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. So if you are out here laboring, whether you're laboring for the Most High Yah, you putting in this work, you're traveling, you're doing this work of the Most High Yah, okay, you putting in a great effort, you're doing a great effort with your own business, you're doing a great effort in your own company, your job, whatever you're doing. It said the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. You ever put in 12, 13, 14 hour day? You came home, fell asleep with your clothes on? If you're putting in work, it's going to be easier for you to go to sleep. If you're a lazy person, you're not doing nothing, then this scripture don't apply to you. The second half of that scripture says the abundance of the rich will not allow him to sleep. A rich person, it's going to be hard for them to sleep because guess what? They're constantly thinking on all the things that their money is tied up in. All the different buildings, all the different properties, all the different cars, all the different investments. The abundance of the rich will not allow them to sleep. You're thinking they should be able to go to sleep easier, right? They got all this money. I told you about that in the book of Surah. Watching for riches, it takes away sleep. There's another precept that goes right along with it, all right? But let's continue. Let's go back to Proverbs 31 again. Surah chapter 31 again, all right? Surah chapter 31 and verse 20. It says, "Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and clower and the pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man." Let's pay attention to verse number 20 and verse 1. The verse part of that. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. Now, some of you already know. I've came to some of your feast days. I came to some gatherings. Some of you have had me over your house. You know how Yosef can eat. I can eat for real. Like, it may not look like it sometimes. I don't put on all the weight that some other people put on, but I can eat, right? So having that eating, I have a desire to eat, and that's one of the main desires. Food and sex are the top two desires. Some people it's sex number one. Some people food is number one. All right, but it's food and sex, whichever one is yours. That's the top desires. All right, food is a lot of people's number one desire, and I'm not gonna say it's my number one, but it's up there. And I like to eat, but in me eating, I will eat at all times of the day, all hours of the day. I eat at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. At night, in the morning, I eat whenever because I like to fulfill my desire of eating, right? Food tastes good. But when the scripture says in the book of Surah, chapter 31:20, it says, "Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating." That means that if I want to be able to get the rest that I need to eat in moderation. And I tried something out last week for the first time that I can remember doing this. All right. I was talking to somebody and they was talking about, eating, cutting off the eating time. I heard this years and years ago. Somebody that was, health conscious. They was trying to stay in shape or whatever. And he said he stopped eating at a certain time every day. I was like, hey, that's you. You can stop eating at 8 o'clock you want to. That's on you. All right, but I tried it myself. I didn't stop eating at 8. I stopped eating at around 9 something. All right, like I told you, I go all night. I eat 12, 1, 2, whenever I feel like it, right? But I stopped at 9 o'clock, and I ate in moderation. And that night, I slept like a child. All right? So the scripture is not lying when it says sound sleep. It comes from moderate eating. The less that you have in you, the better your sleeping pattern is going to be. Number 21, if you have been forced to eat, arise, go forth, vomit, and thou shalt have rest. That means if you got too much in you, you need to put your hand in your mouth, do whatever you need to do, try to vomit some of that stuff out so you can go to sleep. All right, they say that it takes a longer time when you're eating all that food before you go to sleep to process in your body, to process in your being. But if you're eating out of moderation, it's going to allow it to burn faster, and it's going to allow you to be able to go to sleep. All right, now let's go to Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3. It's only a few people that's going to appreciate this message today. Okay, I know I'm not talking about some of the main topics that people talk about in Israel. I actually feel like it's my job to talk about things that other people don't talk about. All right? Everybody talking about the same things. Every video is just a different title. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 21. My son, let not them depart from thy eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So they shall be life unto thy being and favor to thy neck. Then you shall walk in the way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When you lie down, you would not be afraid. Yea, you shall lie down, and your sleep shall be sweet. So this is just basically saying, if you follow wisdom and keep sound wisdom and keep discretion, okay, then you will be able to lie down safely, all right, and you will be able to sleep, and your sleep will be sweet. It will be pleasant. If you're keeping the commandments of the Most High Yah, you're following wisdom, which is the instructions as well, then you're going to be able to have a better night of rest. Let's go to Psalms chapter 4. Psalms chapter 4. This is another thing that you can do, all right, to make sure that you are getting rest. Psalms chapter 4, and we're going to go to verse number 8. And this is Dawid saying this. He said, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Yah, only makest me to dwell in safety. Pay attention to what he said. This might have went over some of your head. He said, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for Yah only makes me dwell safely. What he said is, I will lay me down in peace. You got to speak it over yourself. If you're having a hard time going to sleep, speak it to yourself. I will lay down in shalom. I will lay down in peace. Speak it over yourself. What the Proverbs 23 and 7 says is, a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Speak it over yourself. I will lay me down in peace. Some people have been, so messed up by Christianity and they're walking in this truth, and they believe if you speak something over your life, it's not real. It's not going to happen. That's some old magic type of stuff. That's Christianity, right? No, this is in the word. This is in the scriptures. Them pagan Christians took from the scriptures. But we come over here in this walk, and we say, speak over your situation, speak that you're going to be able to slay day down. They say, you sound like a Christian pastor. Exodus chapter 33. All right. Exodus chapter 33. I'm going to take you back to a conversation between the Most High and Moshe. All right. Exodus 33 and 12. And Moshe said, Yah, seest that thou said unto me, bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom you will send with me. Yet thou sayest, I know thee by name, and hast found favor in thy sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found favor in thy sight. Sometimes you got to come to the Most High and say, if I have found favor in your sight, you keeping the commandments, you trying to walk upright, ask the Most High. If I found favor in your sight, sometimes you got to model these prayers of the ancients. All right. If I found favor in your sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find favor in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. All right, now this is in a whole different context of what I'm saying. But I want to take this last portion of verse number 14. This is what you could take with you. Verse 14, and he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. So, picking up from the situation with Moshe, first of all, you come to the Most High, you keeping his commandments, you're trying to walk upright. You say, hey, if I found favor in your sight, if I have found favor in your sight, can you do this for me, Abba Yah? And what he says in verse 14, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give you rest. Ask the Most High to send his presence. His presence. All right, and right here could have been talking about the messenger of his presence, but ask the Most High to send you his presence, and ask him that he gives you rest. All right. Ask the Most High that he gives you rest. So I wanted to be able to share those scriptures with you right there. If you're a person that's dealing with this situation about, having problems sleeping at night, I wanted to be able to make something for you. All right. Because I haven't seen it out there. Maybe, somebody can share those videos. But these are some of these misunderstood or overlooked topics that our people are dealing with. Guess what? If you don't get no sleep at night, then that makes your Your blood pressure go up. It makes you not be as productive as you're supposed to be when you're serving the Most High Yah. Puts you into attitudes, puts you in moods. It makes you want to punch people sometimes. Makes you want to fight. Makes you get easily irritated. All right. So these are some things that can help you. All right. Now let's talk about dreams for a minute. All right. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Talked about the sleep problem. Let's talk about dreams for a minute. A lot of us have dreams. Once we have these sleep issues, we have dreams. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, and let's go to verse number 2. He said, "Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before Yah. For Yah is in Shamayim, and thou is upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few." All right. Number 3 is the key, though. "For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words." The first part of that is a dream cometh through the multitude of business. So this is how dreams come to us. We could be sitting back there in the multitude of our business, in the multitude of our work, whatever that work may be, and a situation may come about that makes us think of someone else. And as we thinking of that someone else at that time, okay, they just come and go. They come and go through our mind. We don't think nothing else about it. Okay, but later on down the road, whether it's 2 or 3 days later, we have a dream about that person. All type of dreams. Dreams, unimaginable dreams, right? And you thought about that person while you were doing your business. A dream comes through a multitude of business. All right, so even in these dreams that we are having, we can't always say that these dreams are the Most High is trying to show me a sign or a vision. It could just be that you ate something that you weren't supposed to eat, or you was doing something you weren't supposed to do, or you just thought about somebody and they came back to your mind in a dream. You may have had a feeling for someone, a sexual feeling. Yeah, you could have thought about somebody in the middle of the day that made a sexual thought come to your mind, and then next thing you know, you can have a dream about that person in the bed. This is what happened. Dreams come through a multitude of visions. In a multitude of business. Let's go to Surah chapter 34. All right. Surah chapter 34, verse 1. "The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth a shadow and follow after the wind. The visions of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face." Okay, so it talks about the person that regards dreams is like ones that catch the shadow and follows after the wind. All right, so dreams are useless, the majority of them. All right, but sometimes the Most High will allow us to have these dreams that will grab us. These dreams that will grab us, and they will shake us, and they will put trembling and fear into our hearts, and it will let us know that really meant something. I've had quite a few of those in my life, and some of those things, one notably came to pass, and I believe others were prophetic things. Actually, 2 of them I've seen that kind of came to pass. That were real frightening dreams, okay? But that's how the Most High works. Now, so if you're seeing these dreams at night, also, too, let me go and throw this in there as well. For those of you that like to watch all these scary movies before you go to sleep, let me show you what's going on with that as well. What you're doing is you're inviting demonic presences into your house. So don't blame it on the Most High if you can't go to sleep and you've been sitting there watching these scary movies. You've been watching Paranormal Activity and all these things. All right. Let me look at the scripture that I'm looking for. Psalms chapter 101 and verse 3. He said, "I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave unto me. I will set no wicked thing before my eyes." All right. You definitely don't need to be setting no wicked things before your eyes before you're going to sleep, because you will have sleep problems, and you will have wicked dreams, damnable dreams. All right. These are the dreams that you do not want to have. So I'm going to go back to Job 7 and 13 one more time. Now, dreams are necessary sometimes because the Most High has to give us dreams. And I'm going to deal with that situation here real shortly. Job chapter 7, I'm going to go back there as well. I went there earlier about the bed situation. All right. But I'm going to go to Job 7:13 again. He says, when I say my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. Verse 14, then you scares me with dreams and terrifies me with visions. Sometimes the Most High has to scare us with dreams. So whether you do or don't have a sleep problem, it might come by with a scary dream. Why does the Most High give us scary dreams? Let's go to Job chapter 33. Why does the Most High give us these frightful dreams for in the first place? All right, let's talk about that. Job chapter 33, and we're going to go to verse number 14. It said, for Yah speaketh once, yet twice, yet men perceives it not. In a dream, in a vision in the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men in the slumbering of their bed, then Yah opens the ears of men and seals their instruction, that he may withdraw from man his purpose, and he may hide pride from men. So the Most High speaks once, yet twice, but we don't perceive it. We don't hearken to the words of Yah when he's speaking to us, through a sign, through a vision, through a person. So we got to deal with this another type of way. Number 15, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men in the slumbering of their bed. When they finally go to sleep, they knocked out, right? Then the Most High, he opens the ears of men. So he opens our ears. We can hear him clearly when we sleep. And he seals the instruction. He gives us instruction in the midst of us laying down. In a dream, sometimes in a horrific dream, the Most High is getting our intention. And he opens the ears of men and seals the instructions, that he may withdraw from man from his purpose. We have purposes in our heart that are not of the Most High Yah. He has to withdraw us from those purposes, that we may do his purpose. All right. Demons, I told you about that. I told you about that in the scriptures as well. When you're talking about letting these things into your house, opening up your gates to your house, you're giving the demons an open invitation into your home. Because through the live vision, them spirits, it's a channel. That's why they call this a YouTube channel, because you can channel spirits into your home right through this television, right through this computer of yours, this internet, wherever it is, you can channel spirits. So you are channeling those spirits into your home. You think you're going to have a peaceful night of sleep? You think those celebrities are sleeping peacefully at night? They got to take drugs. They got to take depressants, all these type of painkillers, just so they can go to sleep, because they're terrified by demons. So you got to be careful, okay, of inviting these spirits. You're giving the open invitation of these things into your house. But what we do, all right, I know we are used to saying in the name, in Christianity, saying in the name of JC, over here in the name of Yahusha, right? We say that. Let me tell you what happens in the book of Zechariah. I want you to try this one for a second, all right? When you do get a chance, if you do happen to slip up, you do invite some devils into your home, all right? Let me go to the book of Zechariah real quick. Let me show you something. Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1. It said, and he showed me Yahshua or Yehoshua, the high priest, standing before the messenger of Yah, and Hasatan standing at his right to resist him. Pay attention to verse number 2. And Yah said unto Satan, Yah rebuked thee, O Satan, even Yah, which have chosen Jerusalem, rebuked thee. Is this not a brand plucked out of a fire? So yes, you could say in the name of Yahusha, that's what you want to say. But guess what? Yahusha is the one that's saving. So you don't have to say Yahusha or Yahshua. You can say in the name of Yah, I rebuke you, Hasatan. In the name of Yah. The power's in the name of Yah. Shah just describes what Yah does. He saves. Yah delivers. So in the name of Yah, I rebuke you, you devil. In the name of Yah. Try it. Try it out. See if it works. See if them devils get away from you. But sometimes the Most High might allow those demons to stay around you if you keep on inviting them in. He's telling you, stop watching that madness. Stop watching that. You keep on wanting to watch all this stuff on YouTube. You want to keep on watching all these scary movies. The Most High's like, okay, all right. For your disobedience, I'm going to let you get tormented. During your sleeping time, during your hours of trying to get rest, trying to catch up and be refreshed, the Most High said, I got you. Because you're going to keep letting these demons in your house, I'm going to give you sleepless nights. I'm going to torment you. You want to keep on playing with the Most High? Stop letting these devils into your house. All right, I can go into the so-called New Testament, the Brit Hadashah. We can say they casted out demons in the name of Yahusha or things of that nature. But guess what? I don't even have to go there because Yahusha, it has Yah in it. I can go to Zechariah. I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Yah. If I have to. I'm not even trying to go there because I'm not trying to invite him in my house. And I'm trying to follow the scriptures on how I can get the right rest that I need. So hopefully this study today was a barakah to you. Okay, if you don't know what barakah is a blessing. I don't really like to speak no blessings on nobody because blessings are actually curses, depending on how you look on them. So, but a barakah, if this message could be a barakah to you, if you can immediately start applying these things to your life so that you may get the rest that you need. All right, so that you could be more fruitful. It's a vain thing for you to be staying up all late and then rising up early. Yah giveth his beloved sleep. Shalom, shalom.